Tea. This is one of their dark chocolate bags of herbal tea that include not just the good old cacao, but some prebiotic fiber for better gut health. These clips are actually from my best friend's place up in Seattle during a visit. I was only there for a short while, so I didn't have any time to actually film the rest of this video up there, but the tea shots came out really nice, so I wanted to make sure I used it. The packaging just says boiling water, so we're gonna go with 200 degrees Fahrenheit and steeping for 5 minutes. But I, the king of continuity errors, I obviously have a cup right now, here back in my office, as we get ready to talk about this audio product that I think is a great example of a shift in how we actually have audio in our lives. And it is significant because when you think about the brand itself, you could say that nothing have finally done it. And by it, I mean actually fulfilling their brand philosophy of creating tech that seamlessly blends into our daily lives, to make the worlds of life and tech integrate by keeping things intensely simple. And I think the Nothing Ear Open achieves that by sticking to one simple premise. Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? Let's go ahead and talk about this definitely interesting pair of unique earbuds, or at least they might be pretty unique to some of you. These are the Nothing Ear Open. It is easy to get into philosophical talks about a company that has Carl Pei at the helm, but Nothing also manages to inspire these thought experiments solely through their choices in design. True to their design choices in other products, the Ear Open sports transparent elements both in and out of the case. The case is really thin and wide enough to seat the earbuds with their ear hooks right next to one another. You can see right through the clear top half, making the actual audio product itself really visible and on full display. As with other Nothing audio products, subtle color cues denote which side is for which. Red right here is for the right side. A closer look at the units shows a probably surprisingly meticulous work in making the insides look neat, as we've learned with their previous products. Most other products have this mishmash of bits and bobs that are then held together with a lot of glue, and all of that wouldn't look really good if it wasn't covered up by the shells of the actual product itself. Nothing manages to show you a lot of what is going on, but in a coherent and good-looking manner. The earbuds pop right out of the decent magnetic pull and reveal some elements that are new for the company. Ear hooks here, for sure, but also a type of audio driver here that doesn't actually go into your ear canal and instead sits right outside of it. These two shifts in the way that many people probably understand earbuds can be a little confusing at first, and even I found it a little bit odd at first wear. The ear hooks obviously keep the unit secure, but then the unit is just in the general vicinity of the ear canal, which never feels quite like it's super secure. It's almost like you're just putting on literally an accessory over your ear, and this just dangles right around it. Anyone that is all about the in-ear life will have to get used to that. But indeed, the audio unit sits in the greater outer space of the ear, with the actual output being in just the right place to direct sound in the right direction. And that's where the Ear Open lives up to its name, because you can definitely hear what you might be playing from a connected smartphone, but it's all about also hearing what is around you. Open earbuds aren't necessarily new, but I feel like they're having a moment right now. Pass-through audio found in in-ear earbuds have been a feature for a long time, but that doesn't really address the comfort aspect of literally having something in your ear canal. I am a fan of ANC, don't get me wrong, but I do find myself these days not relying on it as much as I used to. That slight suction feeling of ANC tends to make me feel a little bit weird after a while, and that doesn't even mention the actual feeling of having something inserted into your ears for long periods of time potentially. Now, I'm not saying that you should rely on open earbuds on a plane. My point is that I've been generally just retraining my brain to be better about handling and just being okay with ambient noise. And the lightening of the load on my ears, both physically and digitally, has helped me feel more refreshed mentally after being on planes for so long. But the main way that these earbuds make their name is in the integration of general everyday life and the digital world. And I think this is a trend that people have been embracing more and more these days. I noticed back at IFA that there were plenty of people wearing open-style headphones around like another accessory, just another thing that you put on, like your glasses. And clearly they were just making sure that some of their smartphone usage became more personal for those incidental moments. Things like listening to a TikTok or a reel while waiting in line, or getting chimed by notifications, or even taking phone calls. And if the earbuds, or if you're like me, you use one earbud at a time, I actually think that might be an even better application of this sort of open philosophy. If those earbuds are comfortable enough to wear all day, then it's moving more into the realm of being a hearable piece of tech. And I think that's where my aha moment really comes in with things like the Nothing Ear Open. I have them on, yes, when I do want to have stuff playing in the background of my actual life, which I then don't feel disconnected from because I can still comfortably hear everything. And then if the media I'm listening to is actually a little distracting, it's a matter of just pinching the area just above the audio unit. That pinch happens right around here, just above the audio unit, and not back here with this bulbous part, which is actually for the batteries. Those batteries also help the ear open work for hours on end, with full work days of use possible if you're not playing something all the time. And those controls can be somewhat customized using the Nothing X app, which also gives you the ability to EQ the audio to your liking. I personally ended up increasing the treble for a little more clarity, as I felt the voices in YouTube videos were resonant enough, and I wasn't expecting to get bumping bass from heavier songs like Standing Next to You, but in all honesty, I do think that the bass response is pretty good considering what these earbuds are. Indeed, the sound coming out of the Nothing Ear Open is actually quite good when you remember to consider that they are open earbuds. So by their very nature, these earbuds are not meant to be super immersive. Instead, they're supplemental and in my opinion best used for the scenarios I mentioned before, which are incidentals. They are still full-featured earbuds though, with the inclusion of other features like multi-point connectivity and even ChatGPT integration, especially when using the Ear Open with Nothing smartphones. I've been saying this for a while now, but I do think that the greater audio market is starting to show us that they understand there can be different audio products, and in this case earbuds, for different scenarios. Just like there can be home theater setups and then speakers made for the beach, there can be ANC earbuds and then earphones like the Nothing Ear Open. There is a time and a place and a space to pick and choose. And with the Nothing Ear Open, I've definitely had my audio content come around with me a lot more because it's way easier with these than with many alternatives. And even in the world of just open style earbuds, Nothing are not the only ones to do it. But when you have that interesting and somewhat oxymoronic, minimalistic, standout flair added on, well, these are sure hard to pass up. Well, the tea is done, so that means so am I. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea, everybody.